over their traps. Here it is. Picture that you have this long shovel and you're scooping sand out to the side. This will force you to keep your shoulders down and sweep the weight out using your side delts.
You got to go down and sweep outward. Okay.
Rather than shrugging it up using your traps. To be sure though, I went to the gym and I asked random people to try out 2 different cues. For the first cue, I just told them to just get the weight up. Use whatever muscles you need to use to move the weight. I just want you to focus on getting the weight up. So use whatever muscles you need to just move the weight.
So you want to get it up with the going against gravity.
think about keeping their shoulders down and sweeping the weight out like you've got this long shovel and you're scooping sand out to the side.
Jesus, wow.
Yeah, Jesus, wow, yeah, that's it. Go like this, like you're scooping so that you stress your shoulders. Yes, they're going to stress them. They're stressing them out, yes.
It makes it way harder, right? Did you notice any difference in like how it felt?
Jeff Nippard's such a retard, isn't he? It makes it really harder. I made it hard for myself. Look how hard it is.
Harder. It was harder.
Guys, you're gonna get a bubble method. It's gonna blow up now. Your shoulders are gonna blow up.
Difficult. Yeah, it's interesting, hey?
I felt it a lot more on the second one. Like I could feel tension more on the way up when I'm like down at the bottom.
Good, because you like this.
Okay, so now after all this tension, what do you need to do? What do you need to do? What are you gonna do after this? I know, he's gonna go walk around for a couple hours, go home, maybe have dinner later on in about 3 hours. Okay.
Motion will take your traps out from the beginning, and then yes, as you start to get through the range of motion, they have to come in because your scapula have to rotate.
Yeah.
But if you can initiate this way, I feel like you can turn the side delts on faster. Now, this is obviously not a scientific survey.
You can turn on the side delts faster. You're gonna turn them on. I thought they were on all the time anyway.
But every single person I showed this to said they felt more side delt activation when they focused on scooping the weight out rather than just lifting the weight up.
Oh.
The second tip is to train your
Oh, they did they?
shoulders more often. According to this poll of my audience,
Oh, you have to train them like dogs. You train your shoulders more often like a dog. Like you train your dog to do tricks. You train your shoulders more often. Get it? You train them. How do you train a shoulder? It doesn't make any sense, but okay, whatever.
most of you train your shoulders twice per week. 24%.
You're not training your shoulders, you're stressing your shoulders. Exercise doesn't exist. Listen, the word exercise is just a word made up by the fitness industry to cover up the true word stress. You're stressing. You're stressing your body. I'm stressing. Look at me. Look at me, mom. I'm stressing. I'm stressing. You're stressing. Which equals what? Aging. Stressing equals what? Aging. That's why they don't want to use the word stressing. They use the word exercise. Get it? Stressing, exercising. Exercising, stressing. So they can cover up the word. It's like when people are telling you you're fasting. It's just a word. It's just a word to cover up starvation. Starving, fasting. Get it? Starving. What are you doing? I'm starving. So if you tell somebody you're starving, they'll go, what the fuck, man? Are you retarded or something? But if you tell them you're fasting, oh, you're like, oh, but I'm fasting. Oh, okay. You're like, oh, yeah, I'm fasting. I'm fasting. Yeah, man, this is stupid.
Of you hit them just once a week, but here's the crazy part. Only 11% of you hit them 3 times per week, and just 4%
Yeah, fasting must be better, yeah.
more than that. That's a low frequency, and I think that's a mistake if you're trying to maximize their growth. Here's why.
Of course, he's recruit because if you're trying to maximize growth, you're not growing. Muscles are post-mitotic. This is him trying to recruit lifting gym slaves. Jeff Nippard's whole thing is to recruit lifting gym slaves. That's why he has already amassed, what is it, couple of million slaves on his channel. You know that? He's got a bunch of lifting slaves on his channel, gym lifting slaves on his channel, couple million. Oh well, you know, like I said, it's easy to fool people. It's hard to explain to people. When you're explaining to people that they've been fooled, they don't want to hear the truth. The truth, they want their fake beliefs to be confirmed. And I don't want to confirm any fake beliefs. See what I mean? It's a hard pill to swallow when you're confronted by the truth. I know that for sure. People they'll deny it and deny it and deny it. Eventually, they'll be like, yeah, this makes sense. Yeah, post-mitotic, man. Muscles are post-mitotic. I'm just really wasting my time here. Unless you want to hypertrophy your muscles, that's based on food. And if you can't afford to eat, then you're just wasting your time. Money will build up your body. Hypertrophy will build this hypertrophy. Money will do it. If you don't have money, don't waste your time.
The amount of truly effective volume that you can do for a single muscle in a single workout is lower than most people think. It probably starts to cap out at around...
No lifting, moving a weight around is going to hypertrophy or cause post-mitotic muscle to grow. No lifting is going to do that. No lifting. No, zero.
6, maybe 8 sets in a workout. In other words, after you've done 6 to 8 sets for your shoulders in a single workout, doing more than that probably isn't doing much, if anything. A recent meta-analysis from this year suggests
It's not doing anything because muscles are post-mitotic. You cannot grow muscles.
that the cap could be as high as 11 sets per muscle per workout, but once you get above 6 or so, the returns are greatly diminishing anyway. Because of this, the best way to get in more effective shoulder work isn't to throw more sets on top of the workouts you already do. It's to hit them more often. Rather than cramming the volume onto just 1 or 2 days, spread it out across 3 or 4 days. Earlier in my body...
But why are you doing this? What is the purpose behind this, that you want to build more muscle? What is it for? Why are you doing this? Because you're domesticated? Greg doesn't explain any of this. Why do you need to cause your shoulders to do the balloon method? Why do you want it to balloon? Why do you want to balloon your shoulders? And especially lifting a weight, which doesn't do anything because muscles are post-mitotic. But the question is, why do you want to balloon them? What is the purpose? It's to look a certain way? Or is it because you're trying to use it for a sport, a carryover to some sport or something? Like, what is the purpose behind it? Are you upset because you're domesticated? Well, then get off the domesticating fake peasant slave food diet then. Start eating your natural food. Go hunting.
Building career, I used to do 3 sets of dumbbell lateral raises after every single workout, 5 days a week. I think that made a difference.
Yeah, what a slave, eh? 5 days a week. He was going 5 days a week in a row. Yeah, look at me, Mom. 5 days in a week trying to make post-mitotic muscle grow, but they're post-mitotic. They don't grow.
But what about recovery? Well, this is anecdotal, but from my coaching experience, your shoulders do...
Think about it. If muscles do not grow and they're post-mitotic, how is he able to blow up his shoulders? Because he's a fake nutty. He's taking steroids. He says it in his videos. He took steroids. That's why, because he takes steroids. Get it? Steroids do not build muscles. They can hypertrophy your muscles. You understand? Steroids, they can aid in hypertrophying them. That's all they do. They retain water inside there. There's water that's being retained inside the muscle taking steroids, because muscles are what? They're enhanced performing drugs. They're not muscle building drugs. That's why they don't call them muscle building drugs. If there was a drug that could build muscles, it would be called what? Muscle building drug. But there are none. Want to know why? Because muscles are what? Post-mitotic. No drug, no lifting, no amount of eating can make post-mitotic muscles grow. Get it, dude? What part do fucking people out there like this fuck not understand in his fucking brain? His shit for brains.
Recover pretty quickly. They almost never get sore.
This shot is called a stairwell shot.
The last time your shoulders actually got sore? And in my...
Yeah, if they're not getting sore because you're adapted. That's why they're not getting sore anymore. In other words, they're not getting any ultrastructural muscle micro tears because they're adapted. So we know that soreness, DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness, is associated with ultrastructural muscle micro tears.
Coaching experience, they can tolerate quite a beating. My shoulder strength bounces back really fast, even after super hard workouts. So even if you hit them hard with 3 to 6 sets on one...
They bounce back after really hard workouts. They bounce back, but they don't grow because muscles post-mitotic.
One day, you should feel ready to hit them again within 24 to 48 hours, especially if you're focusing on isolation exercises like lateral raises and rear delt flies. And if you want to pause and screenshot, this is how I'd set up a higher frequency shoulder plan, which borrows from my new Min-Max program. Okay, tip 3 is to get a...
Again, weights don't have magic powers, just like boxes in factories. People lifting heavy boxes all day. They don't have magic powers to make post-mitotic muscle grow. They don't have magic powers, dude.
Brutally strong shoulder press. For me, that's this machine shoulder press, but it can be any vertical press that you can overload. Machine.
Brutally strong shoulder press? Okay, whatever.
Dumbbell or barbell. Load it up with a weight.
Yes, let me stress myself, yes.
That you can do for 5 or 6 reps and add a little weight each week. Stick with that for a year. A full year. And if after a year you haven't gained some serious shoulder mass, come back to this video, take your like.
If in a year you haven't gained any serious shoulder mass, I like how he says shoulder mass, come back and put a dislike in this video. Mass, what kind of mass is in there? Some fluid and stuff, inflammation and water. So you gain some water in your shoulders because you're stressing the fuck out of your shoulders. So you gain some mass. He says mass, but he doesn't say muscle. He says you gain some mass, but you didn't gain muscle. So here's the question. If you didn't gain any muscle, should you come and give this video a dislike? Yeah, of course. See what I mean? Now, if you gained mass, should you give it a like? Well, that's what he wants you to do. Get it? He wants you to build mass. He doesn't want you to build muscle. He wants you to get mass. Anything can mass up your muscles. Creatine, water, whatever, glycogen, some proteins. They can mass up that shit. Man, depends on what you're doing there. But you're not going to build any muscle because muscle is postmitotic. You're going to hyper and atrophy, hypering and atrophying.
Back and swap it for a dislike. You've earned it. The reason why this works is simple. As you progressively lift more and more weight on the shoulder press, you're increasing the mechanical tension that your delts experience. Mechanical tension is the...
It's experiencing, that is mechanical tension. The movement itself is a mechanical tension. So you're going to keep increasing the weight on your muscles. Whoa, that's great. And guess what that's going to do? That's going to recruit motor units. Why? Because muscles are postmitotic. It's not going to recruit muscle to build. Muscle's not going to build because you're lifting. Your body's going to start recruiting motor units. You're going to be a small, pretend strong guy. Get it? Good at lifting a weight.
main driver of hypertrophy. It isn't that strength.
That's not the main driver of hypertrophy. The main driver of hypertrophy is when protein synthesis outpaces protein breakdown. That's myofibrillar hypertrophy, or sarcoplasmic, when glycogen outpaces glycogen breakdown. See, sarcoplasmic, myofibrillar. They have to outpace the breakdown. There has to be a reserve. It has to be extended for an extended period of time. It can't happen one day, not happen, not happen.
Directly causes more size, but they are linked.
It doesn't create more size. He's lying to you. It doesn't create more size at all.
If your delts are getting stronger on the same exercise with the same reps and
But your delts aren't getting stronger. They're getting better at mechanical tension, at this mechanical stress. You understand? It's getting better to deal with this mechanical stress placed on it by recruiting motor units.
same form, you have, in all likelihood, added new contractile tissue to be able to produce that extra force. Now,
No. You don't gain any more contractile tissue. You only gain contractile tissue when protein synthesis outpaces protein breakdown, and it has to be for a very long period of time. It cannot just happen one day, today, tomorrow, the next day. You can't be hypering and atrophying and hypering and hypering and atrophying. You have to constantly be in a hypering state. See what I mean? But that has nothing to do with lifting. It has everything to do with eating.
you'll often hear that you don't need a vertical press because they only hit your front delts, and your front delts already get all the work that they need on
Again, if you don't outpace protein breakdown to build myofibrillar or glycogen breakdown to build sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, then you lifting, the only thing that will hypertrophy is inflammation. You'll just hypertrophy inflammation, 10% of your body every time you come in. That's why Jeff, he inflames his body 5 days a week lifting. That's why he says, I come in 5 days a week and I inflame my muscles. Then I take the weekend off, and as I'm deflating on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I come back and hit it for the next 5 days again. So I can hypertrophy, this phony hypertrophy. It's all inflammation and water bloat.
horizontal presses. And yes, your front delts do get a lot of work on horizontal presses, but your side
they get a lot of stress. Your delts get a lot of stress.
delts are a lot more active on vertical presses than people realize. In fact, I tested this out for myself with EMG and actually saw more.
Why not just go reverse on 2 bars like a calisthenics and just press down with gravity with your shoulders? It's the same thing. There's no difference than doing it with this or that, whatever. Doesn't mean anything. You're not building any muscle. Muscle's post-methodic.
Side delt activation, then front delt activation on this machine shoulder press. And as we'll see when we get to tip 6, since you can only add weight to lateral raises for so long, having a strength-focused shoulder press makes sure that you keep progress moving. Okay, tip number 4 is to bring your waist down. And it's funny because out of every tip on this list, this is the one I think most people will skip, but it's also the one that'll have...
This guy's funny, man. So that's what he wants to cause inflammation for, so he can pose for everybody in his underwear. He wants to go on YouTube and pose for everybody in his underwear, in these little manlet underwears. He's a manlet. Look at his legs; they're so short.
The biggest impact on how 3D your shoulders look by far.
How tall is he? 5'3"? He's like 5'3" or 5'4", right?
Here I am at 20% body fat, and here I am at 9% body fat.
Look, you're watching somebody that is suffering from mental illness, okay? They belong in a crazy house. Because his problem is he never grew up.
This time,
he didn't grow up, and now he's going to grow sideways. Get it? He's
found
growing
the
sideways
rain leak
instead
in
of
my
growing
car
up,
after 1 year.
upward towards gravity.
1
Growing
year.
taller. Instead of growing taller,
took me
Jeff Nippert's
fucking 1
growing
year, for
sideways.
fuck's
Get it, too?
I had to
After using my Smart Nutrition app macro factor for my cut,
carpet.
my
I had
shoulders
to
are...
cut the
He's
carpet
probably really upset why he
on
never
my
grew
driver's
up.
side.
Remember that
where I put my
bodybuilding
feet. I had
guy,
to
like
cut the
over
whole
6 feet tall?
carpet.
He was in the gym and he
I had
knocked
to cut
recently.
the
He knocked
sponge
Jeff Nipper.
insulation
He knocked
underneath.
him down on the floor. He just like pushed him by the
And
throat.
put some
Boom! He went
paper
flying. Jeff
towels.
Nipper went flying.
And then
all this lifting that
finally,
he does, heavy
to
lifting and
realize
everything, all
it
this
was
bullshit. Couldn't even
the
handle
hardest
that
thing
big
that you will
guy
never
in the
find
gym.
out that
guy just tossed him with one
it was
hand, with
the
one
sunroof.
hand,
It
man.
was the drains
He
of the sunroof. It was the
Jeff
left
Nipper
sun,
like he
the
was
left.
a rag doll, like a toy. Boom.
definitely broader and rounder at 9% because my waist is smaller and there's less body fat around my deltoid muscle. The cuts are deeper, there's more separation between the heads.
Yeah, because he's taking anabolics. He's taking anabolics, so it's easier to get low body fat with anabolics to create a fake look, this fake cosmetic look. Because, man, this takes a lot of work to put in there to starve yourself. You never keep the mass on. You never keep the mass on.
And that creates the illusion of a more 3D look. Honestly,
Yeah, see? He just revealed the truth. It creates the illusion that you have muscle. You understand me? Muscles are post-mitotic. So when you get inflammation in your body, this inflammation, or take steroids like Jeff Nipper, take steroids and fake it. You give the illusion that you built muscle, but in fact, you never built any, because when you lose it, people will lose this illusion. You'll lose the illusion that you have muscle, like The Rock. Remember The Rock? He went off his steroids recently, right? And Batista went off his steroids. They all shrunk because they gave this false illusion that they built muscle because they were on steroids. You understand me, man? Because it's all fake. Muscles are post-mitotic. They will eventually return to homeostasis, depending on what you're doing there. I can't tell you. You know that? Unless of course, there's something very specific in lifting that you do to make it permanent. Like a breaking of your bone, like your leg bones. You know, people that do lengthening, height lengthening, they break their bones and then they get a remodeling. Between that bone, there's a remodeling. Now, there's a way of doing that to your myofibrils. You can cause them to go through repeated bouts of remodeling. That is something permanent, more permanent. See what I mean? And you get these nuclei, apparently they're permanent, but you can't really visually see them. They're there, but you can't really see them, get it? You need a microscope to see them. But you can't see them visually unless, of course, they hypertrophied by eating protein. If protein outpaces protein breakdown for a very extended period of time, like a fat person, they're consuming, and they're getting fat. Now, if they can't get fat if they consume a lot today, but then tomorrow they don't consume, and then the next day they do, then the next day they don't. They can't get fat because it has to be consistent. So fat people, if in order for them to hypertrophy their fat cells, hypertrophy, they're consistent in eating a lot of garbage food. And that consistency leads to what? It leads to their muscle cells hypertrophying. Get it? Now, how do you hypertrophy muscle cells? Well, you need a donation of nuclei for sure. And science tells you reaches a ceiling limit during hypertrophic process beyond where the satellite cell can donate any more extra nuclei to that domain to support what? Further muscle growth, this hypertrophy growth. Yeah. So you need nuclei. Now, the problem with nuclei is they're post-mitotic. So if muscle's post-mitotic and nuclei are post-mitotic, how do you get more nuclei? They reach the ceiling limit during hypertrophic process beyond where it can donate any more extra nuclei to that domain to support further muscle growth. So how do you support further muscle growth? You need more nuclei. See what I mean? But here's the question. Will they hypertrophy without these nuclei? No, you won't hypertrophy. You can consume as much protein as you want, but without additional nuclei, you cannot hypertrophy. See? In that sense of the word, that will not hypertrophy. However, non-contractile proteins, you can hypertrophy if you're eating lots of carbohydrates. Now, that's not based on myofibrillar hypertrophy.
You could ignore every other tip in this video.
So now you understand why hypertrophy is fake? It's fake. It's fake. You understand? It's fake because you're not building muscle. It's fake because it hypers and it atrophies. If something can atrophy, it means it was an illusion. You're creating this illusion that you built muscle, but in fact, it's nothing. There's just water in there and some garbage and water and cooties. A bunch of cooties, gumballs, and I don't know, some garbage inside there with water.
And just get leaner while training your shoulders hard, and they'll look so much more 3D. So if you need a little...
Get leaner. Just get leaner while training your shoulders harder. And it'll give you this 3D effect. Okay.
It'll help with your nutrition. You can try out Macro Factor for 2 weeks.
They're going to help with your nutrition, but all of you are on peasant slave food diets. You're all fucking domesticated.
For free at the first link in the description box below, and I'll have a little more.
He looks silly, man. He's a little short guy. Can you imagine? A little guy, 5'4", 5'3", and look at him with his manlet arms, and he's like posing and doing this weird shit. It just looks retarded. Don't do this. If you're a manlet, don't do this. I'm telling you now. Don't do any of this. Get leaner, maybe get leaner, look nicer, you know what I mean? But don't do any of this, man. It doesn't look good on you. You look like a funny, like what do you call it? One of those circus clown things when they come around, those crazy people. They used to come around and do weird things, these weird people.
More info about that at the end. The fifth tip is to lift through a variety of muscle lengths. Real quick to get everyone on the same page. A muscle is shortened during the contracted half of the range of motion, and a muscle is lengthened during the stretched aspect.
Well, yeah, but he never does that. He never goes all the way across. Look at where his forearm is. Look at where his forearm is. He went all the way to his hip. He never went like this all the way across. Remember? He kept going up and down, scooping. Now he says go from all the way across and up.
The range of motion. That's because the muscle gets longer as you stretch it and shorter.
Yeah, it gets longer when you stretch it, but he never did that before. He just kept going up and down.
As you contract it. So the deltoid is shortened from here to here and lengthened from here to here. But here's the thing. For the front delts, when most people...
That's lengthened from here to here, to here.
Found the rain leak in my car after 1 year.
You don't have to go too far. You really don't have to go too far.
1 year. It took me fucking 1 year.
People do shoulder presses. They go from here to here and back to here. That's a pretty short range of motion. For the side delts, most people do lateral raises from here to here and back to here. There's some length here at the bottom, but peak tension doesn't hit until the delts are pretty short. And for the rear delts, it might be worst of all. Instead of going from here to here and back to here, most people just go from here to here and back to here. That's a lot of short length emphasis. But longer length training really seems to have benefits. These 3 studies showed
It
between
was
Yeah, what's
the
the benefits?
sunroof. It was the
That
drains
you're
of the
aging a
sunroof.
lot
It was the
faster?
left side.
130 and
the left
190% more growth
drain,
when training at a
front
longer
left
Oh,
drain of the
90% more
sunroof.
growth.
However,
That means
I
90%
had
more aging.
plugged it
The more
in
you
the summer.
grow, the more you
and
age. Get
Usually
it?
it's not really a
But
problem
I
because
love
when
when
you
he says
plug the
90%
left
more
one, you
growth.
still
Growth
have
of
3
what,
other
Jeff
drains
Nippert?
where
How are,
if
what's
it
growing?
rains
What's growing it?
and water
Inflammation.
enters through the sunroof,
You're going to get more inflammation,
there's still
growth in
3
inflammation
other
and
corners
water by
for the
doing
water
that,
to
going
go
like this
down.
with your arm.
So it's not really a problem if
Great.
you plug one.
muscle length for the
However,
quads,
when I plugged
biceps, and calves, respectively.
use one of these,
For the
like,
delts, there's only
earplugs,
one 8-week study that
So if that's
the
true, then
foam
why don't you
ones
keep
and
getting it? He's
the
going
foam,
5 days a week.
I
His
guess
shoulders
soaks
should
and
be
lets
massive
water.
already. This should be the size of the Michelin Man. He's going 5 days a week. Why do they look so tiny? Why are they so tiny?
kind of
Why is he so tiny?
looked at different muscle lengths, and it compared the dumbbell lateral raise to the cable lateral raise. Dumbbell lateral
These lateral raises, they have special powers. Doing lateral raises, they've got special powers, bro. Get it?
provide more tension when the delt is short. Cable laterals provide more tension when the delt is long. And based on prior research, the authors hypothesized that cables would result in more growth since they offered more
Cables would what? Give you more growth? More aging? They will give you more aging. What are they growing exactly? How are they growing? Muscles are post-mitotic. They don't grow from doing cable flies. What are you talking about?
lengthened tension. But there was
Again, muscles are post-mitotic. They do not grow from doing flies. And hypertrophy is based on eating. See the difference? You hypertrophy when you eat. When you don't eat, you atrophy. Listen fucking people out there. When you fucking eat, you hypertrophy. When you stop eating, you atrophy fucking. Get it, dude? But when you're moving this thing up and down, this apparatus, and he says you're getting growth, you're not growing. Muscles are fucking post-mitotic. Fuck.
actually no difference. Both cables and dumbbells grew the shoulders about the same. That's why
They grew them how? Muscles post-mitotic. How the fuck can a cable grow a muscle if it's post-mitotic? It's impossible. And cable machines can't hypertrophy muscles. Muscles hypertrophy when you eat food, you fucking dumbass, you piece of shit. You fucking eat, and when you don't eat, what happens to you? People say, they call it, I lose weight. But in the science terminology, what do they call it when you don't eat? You atrophy. You lose weight, you atrophy. When you eat, you hypertrophy, right? Have you ever seen people eat? Fat people, you ever seen people that get fat? How do they hypertrophy? By eating. They hypertrophy, their fat cells hypertrophy. When they don't eat, when fat people don't eat, what happens to them? They lose weight, right? They what? They atrophy. They atrophy. When you don't eat, you atrophy. When you eat, you hypertrophy. Get it, dude? Now, how the fuck does this thing cause muscles to grow if muscles are post-fucking-mitotic?
I think, as the research stands, you should include both short length and long length exercises. But since most people overemphasize short length delt training, here's the fix to balance things out. On your shoulder presses, go deeper.
He's lying to you. He's on steroids.
Don't stop once your arms hit parallel. Sink your arms as low as they can comfortably go. On lateral raises, use a cable and stretch it across your body rather than stopping at your side. So sweep it across your body like this, and the range of motion here, rather than stopping at your side. In fact, they actually did stop at their side in that 8-week study, which I think might be part of the reason why they didn't find a difference with dumbbells. One of the potential advantages of using cables is that you can increase the adduction range of motion and sweep the cable across your body while keeping tension. You can't do that with standing dumbbells. Or you could try cross-body cable Y raises. I love these, and they offer about as big of a range of motion as you're gonna get for your side delts, from fully lengthened to fully shortened. If you don't have cables, lie back on a 20-degree incline bench and do cross-body Y raises with a dumbbell. For rear delts,
Is this guy absolutely retarded or what? He's lost his fucking mind.
just make sure you're crossing your arms over across your body and sweeping the weight back until you feel a nice rear delt squeeze, whether you do that with
What an idiot.
cables, dumbbells, or a machine. delt squeeze, whether you do that with cables, dumbbells, or a machine. Okay, tip number 6 is to pick
Yeah, okay.
the right progression scheme for the right exercise. We all know that progressive overload is the key to keeping a muscle growing. You need to add a little more stress to the
Progressive overload is the key to keeping a muscle growing. No, muscles are postmitotic. They do not grow. You mean this is the key to hypertrophying a muscle? By progressively overloading? No. No. When protein synthesis outpaces protein breakdown for a long extended period of time, that's when you'll see muscle hypertrophy. See what I mean? Not progressively overloading, but progressively overloading protein on your muscles, on the myofibril. Then yeah, you will see some hypertrophy. This guy's fucking stupid, man. How this is an influencer. He doesn't know this? He's fucking dumb, man.
muscle each week over time. If you keep using the same weight for the same reps week in and week out, the muscle has no reason to keep growing. But there is a slight
What do
problem.
you mean it has no reason to grow? It cannot grow. Muscles are postmitotic, you fuck. You dumb fuck.
With progressing on shoulder exercises.
Bro, muscles are postmitotic, so are the fucking nuclei.
Isolation movements like lateral raises are really hard to overload. If you start with 15s and just add 5 pounds each week,
Listen, man, he doesn't know what hypertrophies muscles, and he doesn't know that muscles are postmitotic. How fucking retarded do you have to be a science-based lifter? You don't know any of these fucking things? You don't know that in science it tells you that protein synthesis has to outpace protein breakdown. To see that, it must exceed, protein synthesis must exceed protein breakdown to see that mass visually on that myofibular. And glycogen needs to exceed glycogen breakdown if you're chasing the pump. If this is pump training, if your training is pump training, then glycogen needs to exceed glycogen breakdown. How retarded does this guy have to be?
by week 8,
Because he's on steroids.
you'd be up to 50-pound laterals. That's simply not realistic,
What is that? What is he doing there? What the fuck?
even if you get some serious cheating going. So you need to make sure that your progression scheme actually matches the exercise that you're doing. For your
That's it. Cheating. I'm gonna cheat my way to getting these to getting post-mitotic muscle to try and grow, even though that doesn't make it grow.
heavy shoulder press, use a simple linear progression. Add 5 or 10 pounds each week at a fixed rep count of 5 or 6 reps. Every 4 to 8 weeks or so, do a deload week where you drop the weight back a bit and don't go quite as hard. For isolation exercises like lateral raises and rear delt flies, that linear progression won't work because you'll quickly max out how much weight you can add. So instead, use something called a double progression. In this case, you pick a rep range rather than a rep target. Let's say 10 to 12 reps. Start in week 1 with a weight that you know you can do for 10 reps and hit failure, or get close to it. The next week,
Yeah, that's it. Go to failure. Maybe that will make post-mitotic muscles magically grow. Maybe in a million years. Yeah.
do that same weight, but this time for 11 reps. Then the next week, 12 reps. Once you hit the top end of that rep range, add some weight and go back to 10 reps again. The next week, at the new
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's it.
weight, add 1 rep again, and so on and so on. And if you're doing 3 sets, you don't need to add a rep to all 3
None of these rep ranges or lifting is gonna make that muscle grow because it's post-mitotic. Weights do not build muscle.
sets. Just 1 rep to 1 set is enough to keep progression moving, especially as you get more advanced. But eventually, you won't even be able to add 1 rep to 1 set without your form breaking down. At that point, here's the fix. Rotate in a new exercise and start your progression over. If you were doing dumbbells, switch to cables and run a new double progression there. Once you max out
See, the question is, why do you have to go and do the cable and then do the dumbbell and go here and there? Wouldn't it just work automatically? If muscles could just grow from going like this with your arm up in the air, up and down, right? Right? If it could do that, if it could just keep growing like that, then you would commit suicide and die and kill yourself and die because people would not be able to function in the real world. They would go to work to their factory jobs or construction jobs or any physical job they're doing and they're using their arms. They would just keep growing, right? Can you imagine? This is just ridiculous. That's why muscles are postmitotic. They do not grow. They protect you from growing. Because if they were to keep growing, you kept working, you wouldn't be able to work anymore. They would have to give you workers' compensation. Go home and claim disability because now you're disabled. You would be disabled because your muscles would have grown so big from lifting. You'll be disabled. That's why Jeff Nippert is tiny. See how small he is? He has no muscles. Because muscles are post-mitotic. You understand me? You can hypertrophy a muscle, getting inflammation, what he's doing, causing inflammation with water bloat, 5 days a week lifting. Or you can eat. If you eat, you'll hypertrophy. If you don't eat, you'll atrophy.
What you can do on cables, switch to a machine, and run a new double progression there. You'd be surprised just how much of a difference actually having a planned progression scheme that you actually track and stick to makes over time. Okay, we've gone through keeping your traps out, increasing frequency, getting a brutally strong shoulder press, bringing your waist down, including some longer muscle lengths, and picking the right progression. At the very bottom of the iceberg, we have the 7th tip, which is to target all heads of the delts. This anatomy research took 60 cadavers, dissected them, and found that instead of the commonly known anterior, lateral, and posterior heads, there are actually 7 intramuscular
Yeah, okay, whatever.
segments to the deltoid, each with its own separate tendon. What we think of as the posterior head actually branches into 3 separate tendons. The middle head has just 1 tendon, and the front head also branches.
Ligaments and tendons, blood doesn't flow to them. They don't have blood vessels in them. Blood doesn't flow to them very well. So they need a lot of time to, if they have any micro damages to them, they take a long time to repair. Yeah, they don't get bigger. They get longer, but they don't get bigger. You understand me, people? They don't get bigger, they get longer. But it's only under specific stress and tension that they would actually get damaged, and now they would have to repair themselves longer and to protect themselves from getting possibly injured.
Into 3 separate tendons. So each of these 7 segments has a slightly different function. So instead of your usual front, side, and rear raises, add in some movements
Yeah, okay.
for the planes in between. To bias the fibers of the A2 and A3 segments, I do incline dumbbell Y raises. By lifting up and out in a Y, you'll place the path of resistance directly in line with those in-between fibers. For the P1 and P2 segments, try a movement like
Yeah, okay, man. Yeah, this is really technical, man. This is like really hard to understand. Yeah.
the 45-degree cable rear delt pull. Stretch your arm across your body at around a 45-degree angle and sweep the weight down and back, almost like you're pulling out an arrow to
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
use for a bow and arrow. As a ball and socket joint, your shoulder has a massive amount of freedom of movement in all 3 dimensions. So if you're
Yes, I want to do all these funny things to my body. Yes. Okay.
trying to build some 3D delts, make sure you're training them in all 3
He's trying to build 3D delts. Okay.
dimensions. Okay, huge announcement before we go. The Macrofactor Workouts app is launching in January 2026.
Look, he's got a macro app for slaves, so he can enslave people, enslave more lifting gym slaves. Perfect. Yes, Jeff Nippert.
Most people just pick a weight at random and go for however many reps are in their program. This can work for a while, but
He's gonna recruit and enslave more post-mitotic lifting slaves. Get it? Post-mitotic lifting slaves. Yeah.
eventually you just spin your wheels, doing the same weight and the same reps week after week and month after month with no actual progress. Actually tracking your workouts
Yeah, you can keep doing this without actual any progress. Want to know why? Because muscles are post-mitotic. That's why.
makes a massive difference. And I promise you, Macrofactor Workouts is going to be the very best app for doing that. There'll be a massive discount to the workout app for current users of Macrofactor.
Oh, there will be a massive discount, yes.
Like a huge discount. So if you haven't already, get started with Macrofactor
Oh, I can't wait, Jeff. Yeah, I'm running there. I'm running to it. Yes, right away.
today. You can get a 2-week free trial using code Jeff.
Yes, I want to make a manlet like you rich while I fucking enslave myself to help you, an asshole like you, fucking get rich off stupid people like myself, so I can enslave myself to your stupid lifting app, even though muscles are post-mitotic. I'd have to be fucking brain dead, absolutely brain dead.
to see if you like it first, and then if you do, you'll already be a member for when the workout app launches. And yes, the two apps
Yeah, you'll be a member. You'll be a slave. That's what you'll be. That's just another word. They go, hey, man, you're a member. You're not a member. You're a slave. You understand me? Let me explain this to you. So you go to a gym, right? They go, hey, you have to sign up for the membership. Oh, what's the cost? You have to pay for the membership to come here and to lift their weights. You get it, man? They put these weights over there, these machines, right? And then they say, hey, you need to pay a membership. So you pay a membership. So you pay them money to lift their machines. Get it? They buy machines, they put it there, and you go pay to lift their machines every day, 5 days a week. Yeah. You go there and lift their machines for them 5 days a week. Get it? You understand me? Yeah.
together. It also isn't just for tracking. Just like the nutrition app, it'll use science-based algorithms to
It's funny. You couldn't even pay slaves to work back in the past. Those slaves way back 100, 200,000 years ago, whatever, a million years ago, you couldn't pay slaves to work because nobody wanted to work. They lived out in nature. They would go hunt and hang out and enjoy themselves in nature, go swimming, walk around in nature, they would hunt and they would migrate to different areas and see different things. Yeah, they would explore. Now people don't do that. They pay memberships to lift other people's machines, to lift their machines. They pay them money to enslave themselves to these guys' machines. Oh, that's great. Let's make Jeff Nipper rich, man. Come on, guys.
update your program over time, just like a coach would.
Don't listen to T. Master T doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't want us to build up our bodies. He's a bad guy. Let's go make some videos on Master T. Okay, Master T is saying that muscles are post-mitotic, and he says they only can hypertrophy and atrophy eating food. Oh, he's a bad guy, man. He doesn't want us to exercise. These are bad things. A guy did a video on me, some fucking weird Asian guy or some shit. He did a video on me complaining in his video how, because I put out information, true information, and he says I'm putting down people or telling people that you can't, this is bad because I'm telling them they can't build their body and anything. I never said that. I'm simply giving you the science. The science says muscles are post-mitotic. They do not grow from lifting or eating or walking with a bull. Get it? You can hypertrophy muscles. I never said you couldn't. You can hypertrophy, but food is what hypertrophies muscles. Here's the question for you. What hypertrophies fat cells? Food. Okay. What hypertrophies muscle cells? What hypertrophies them? Food. Food. Get it? Fucking food. Not lifting a weight. Not lifting a heavy weight. Or not. You understand me? You understand me? You can open a window for protein synthesis, lifting something, like moving something around. There's a window there now, providing you got some, I don't know, some micro damages. So it has to go through a specific thing. So now there's a window for protein synthesis. You can build up these contractile proteins. You understand me? By eating food. Or you can build this sarcoplasmic, phony, really, really phony hypertrophy where it's really hypering and atrophying, dude.
It'll have more analytics and detailed feedback than any other app on the market. And if you're a current user of my programs, yes,
Of course, any other app on the market, yes. His is the best one.
there will be a way to load those within the app. So click the...
Yes. The best is, this is for the manlets out there. The manlets need to buy his programs.
first link in the
If normal people are buying his programs, there's something wrong with you people out there.
description box down below to get started with Macro Factor, or you can scan this QR code over here next to my head. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up
Yes, I'll do that.
if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you...
Yes, if you enjoyed this retarded video, put thumbs up, yes. Put thumbs up for being enslaved, being a automaton. You can't think for yourself. Be enslaved by Jeff Nippard's bullshit, fucking lifting, gym slave bullshit, man. Garbage, science lifting garbage. Meanwhile, he's taking steroids and shit and faking it like every other fucking influencer. You have to be retarded not to see that. I'll see you in the next video, friends. Tell me what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. Jeff Nippert has enslaved 7.5 million lifting gym slaves on his channel. See you later.
Wiblankusha. Spama. Yebani. Risala Kumbar. Part bin Faheb. Bula. Larva. Panay.
It's 2026 and the new year is finally here. And what a way to bring it in. Willow Nightingale becomes the brand new TBS champion. Man, I love a good storyline. I love professional wrestling. And last but not least, y'all know your boy Bobby Monsoon love the BBW. Willow Nightingale finally got a redemption. She finally climbed the mountain. It's only a few hours in 2026 and the BBW's already up 1,000. Willow Nightingale Girl winning the TBS championship is peak storytelling, dog. Just think about it. She lost the TBS champion to Mercedes Moné a little over a year ago. That very same night, her old manager Stokely betrays her. Her best friend, Chris Statlander, stabs her in the back at the end of the show. Since then, she's been stuck in the mid-card, jobbing out, losing casino gauntlet matches, losing left and right, man. Just recently, dog, she joined the Babes of Wrath with Harley Cameron. Went into the women's tag team tournament. Nobody gave them a chance. They come out on top. They win the tournament. Babes of Wrath win the tag team champions. They defended on World's End against Athena and Mercedes Moné. She pins Mercedes Moné. They retain the tag team titles. And Mercedes Moné said, yo, you know what? We got to get that smoke. We need that fade one-on-one on Dynamite. So everyone knew that Mercedes Moné was going to win. Tony Khan with the last curveball of 2025, having the end of Dynamite have a feel-good moment. Oh my God, Willow Nightingale finally getting the redemption, beating Mercedes Moné twice in a row. This is crazy, man. Now, this is the thing. Somebody needs to give Mercedes Moné a call. When they do reach her, ask her if her seatbelt tight. Well, why you say that, Bobby Monsoon? Because that woman's about to crash out.
Oh, honey.
2025 was a strong year for Mercedes Moné. It just got weird as soon as All in Texas happened, when she lost to Toni Storm for the AEW Women's Championship. Turned around, lost to Chris Statlander when she had another shot for the AEW Women's Championship. Turned around, lost for the Women's Tag Team titles in the Tag Team Tournament. Lost the Ring of Honor Championship to Red Velvet. Lost to Willow Nightingale at the end of the year. Y'all know this is Mercedes Moné cousin, right? Well, it makes sense because she been taking more L's than a Snoop Doggy Dogg studio session. I thought CEO meant Chief Executive Officer, but in 2026, CEO is gonna mean choking every opportunity, man. All jokes aside, shout out Tony Khan, shout out Mercedes Moné. I gotta admit, I was one of the dudes that was criticizing her booking, of her having 1,000 belts, being undefeated, Mercedes Hogan, the overbooking. But man, Tony Khan really put a compelling story together. She put over Red Velvet in Ring of Honor. She put over Willow Nightingale. And it's a lot more other stars Mercedes Moné could be putting over in 2026. This is how you book. When you overbook a talent, actually have them go out there and put other talent over. That's the only way overbooking makes sense. Now, in WWE news, you got Kevin Nash going on his podcast being extremely critical of CM Punk, saying he's the world heavyweight champion and he has to wrestle in the main event with his shirt on. Ouch, man. And just kind of giving Punk a hard time. And then you got CM Punk responding to this in like a trolling way at a WWE live event. Man, I'm going to show y'all this.
I watched Punk in the main event of that match last Monday.
The tag team match.
Number one, if you're the heavyweight champion of the WWE and you wrestle in a t-shirt, ouch. Number two, his punches looked really slow. He looked slow. I think it's time for him. I think he's done.
2026 maybe be the.
I think
the swan
Braun
song for Punk.
I think Braun should beat him.
Now, do y'all think Kevin Nash is right? Y'all know I'll be on here criticizing CM Punk as well. I just miss the old CM Punk. I always say it, man. I feel like I've been hearing the same promo all of 2025. The same storylines. I love AJ Lee. I'm the best in the world. Before, when Punk used to grab the mic, man, we didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know what he was going to say. Now it's just seeming like the same redundant crap. He had one of the worst matches in 2025, him versus Jey Uso, when he won the World Heavyweight Championship. I hope January, whatever that show is, Raw on Netflix anniversary, Braun Breaker walks out that building, World Heavyweight Champion, man. Punk is still a solid star. I think he still has a few years left on his career, man, but I agree with Kevin Nash a little bit, man. He could be getting to the end of it. But let me know in the comments what y'all think. This ad is brought to you because of the $3 billion of debt t-shirt is here, man. Exclusively on BobbyMonsoon.com. The $3 billion in debt t-shirt, man. I want to thank everyone who purchased the Paul merchandise. I want to thank everyone watching and supporting the channel. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. The channel is nothing without you, man. BobbyMonsoon.com. $3 billion a debt t-shirt. Now back to the content. Now Dynamite started off with MJF throwing the AEW championship on the ground, straight disrespecting it, revealing the AEW Triple B championship. Some people told me it means the big beautiful belt, the Burberry belt. Let me know in the comments, what exactly does Triple B mean? Help your boy Bobby Monsoon out, but regardless, MJF is back. He starts off Dynamite. While MJF was cutting a promo out of nowhere, you got Kenny Omega on the Titantron, putting MJF on notice he wants that AEW championship back. Putting MJF on notice that Kenny Omega's back in the main event picture, in the title picture. I think this would be fire, man. I think we might get Kenny Omega and MJF at Revolution. I wouldn't mind it. Kenny Omega, he's been battling some unfortunate things with his health that been keeping him out of AEW consistently. So it's good to see him back in that title picture. We might get a more consistent Kenny Omega in 2026. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Let me know what y'all think. Now, after he got done going back and forth with Kenny Omega, out of nowhere, you hear Hangman Adam Page music, Swerve Strickland music. They coming from the crowd, about to beat the crap out of MJF, but he get out of Dodge, man. So Hangman Adam Page, Swerve Strickland, they start beating all the security people up, man. They have a lights out tag team match with the Ops, man. Hook and Powerhouse Hobbs. You had Samoa Joe come on the Titantron as they was beating the security up and saying, look, man, y'all want smoke? We got that. I think Hangman and Swerve is gonna have a great run as tag team, but my prediction is somebody gonna put the knife in the other person back. We gotta remember, this is one of the most craziest feuds in professional wrestling history, man. Somebody got the house burnt down. You got family members getting messed with. You got people getting syringes put in their mouth. Oh! I don't think they're going to be cool for too long, man. And when that Hangman and Swerve Strickland, when they reignite that feud, oh, we in for a good one in 2026. We're going to eat good in 2026, man. But let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think this is going to turn into a feud, or do y'all think they're going to stay cool and probably just stay a team? Next, you had the Death Riders going over Roderick Strong, Tony Storm, and Orange Cassidy in a Tornadoes Trios match. It was a solid match, but honestly, 2026, we need to see Claudio Castagnoli booked a lot stronger, man. I know he's in the mid-card. He's been doing this thing with the Death Riders, but dog, this dude has epic music. This dude is like the Terminator. This dude is one of the most believable stars on the AEW roster. We need to get some gold around his waist. We need to get him in some more compelling storylines than him beefing with the conglomerate. We just seen the Mixed Nuts match a few days ago. Now we got our Tomatoes Trios match, whatever, bro. I want to see Claudio Castagnoli in more of a serious role going into 2026. After that, you got Bandito going over to Beast Mortis. They had a solid match. Bandito will be going against MJF for the AEW Championship in about 2 weeks. Now, we all can see this coming from a mile away. We know Bandito doesn't have a snowflake chance in hell to beat MJF. Now, you got a vignette from Darby Allin. If you ask me, Darby Allin has no interest in making it in the 2027. Oh, why you say that, Bobby Monsoon? This man really called out Pac. And man, this is some smoke Darby Allin shouldn't be looking for, man. He need to be going against anybody on a roster other than Pac, man. Pac just threw you through a table full of fire, beat beat your ass every time you in the ring. Pac is a dude I would leave alone if I'm Darby Allin, but you know Darby Allin ain't got it all. He does a video and he's basically letting people know he needs to be done with the Death Riders. He beat them all but Pac and he want that smoke. Willa Yuta comes out and says, man, nah, before you get to Pac, you got to get through me first, brother. So we'll be seeing Darby Allin and Willa Yuta go at it. I think Darby Allin will go over Willa Yuta. He'll go against Pac, and that's when he'll be getting destroyed. We hope Darby Allin will be cool after that one. Next, you got Jon Moxley going over Josh Alexander. Oh, the Don Callis family! We take another loss, man. Speaking of the Don Callis family, we got no word from Kyle Fletcher. Maybe we'll get it Saturday on Collision. We also got no word from Takeshita. No word from Okada. Remember, Fletcher was looking for the screwdriver. We didn't get no story development on that. We didn't get no storyline development on Don Callis leaving Takeshita in the ring, leaving with Okada, man. After the Josh Alexander match, you had MVP of Shelton Benjamin come down and confront Jon Moxley, wanting that smoke with Jon Moxley. Now you got Shelton Benjamin and Jon Moxley next week on Dynamite. It'll be interesting. Now the last match, we got Willow Nightingale going over Mercedes Moné in a fire match, the match of the night. The women's really put on. The women's division of AEW is fire. What a way to end off AEW. What a way to end off the night, man. Willow Nightingale going to 2026, double champion, tag team, and TBS champion. Mercedes Moné going to 2026, L after L after L after L. It's just like, man, the storyline is incredible. I'm interested in seeing how Mercedes Moné is going to be booked. How is she going to redeem herself? Is she going to get redemption? Is people going to start cheering for her like we did Jon Moxley at World's End? We gonna see, man. I'm excited for a lot of things to come at AEW. AEW had a strong 2025, man. They had ups and downs like everybody else. Was it perfect? Absolutely not. But they had a lot of highlights, a lot of pay-per-views. Tony Khan continuously cooked all year. And man, I don't have too many complaints with AEW. I want to see the same continue, and I actually want to see more continue in 2026. But let me know in the comments what you think about that. What do you think about Willow Nightingale, TBS champion, man? What do you think is coming up for 2026, man? MJF versus Kenny Omega. We got Swerve, Hangman, Strickland. We also got Will Ospreay coming back. Don't forget that. Will Ospreay coming back. He could win the title at All in London. Oh my God, man. It's a lot of things to look forward to in AEW right now, man. But let me know in the comments what y'all think about that. I'm going to see y'all on the next video for Crackdown. It's Bobby Monsoon 215. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye.
Mooney. You done that? So.
Tiranga.
Just average, boy. Axawa. Skiba Glock. Dratsa.
Oh, Mimlet. Kiar. Zirak weapon arm. Once upon a time, in a galaxy far, far away, it was a jobber named Stardust. Then he went to AEW and rebranded himself as Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare. Now he's back in WWE and rebranded himself again as Batman! Look at him sleeping upside down like a bat now. Well, you want to know what rhymes with bat now? Oh, you guessed it, crackdown. Because you got to be down with smoking crack to think this is a good show. Now, if it's not that, maybe you're smoking a little bit too much of the Maui Wowie. And if it's not that, then maybe you're drinking as much as Jey Uso.
Tribal Chief. In main event, Jey Uso versus Braun Bronze at SummerSlam. Say less, Uso. 4 letters, 1 word.
Tribal Chief, Jey Uso, Survivor Series, 4 letters, 1 word. My God, man, I always wondered what Jey Uso crib looks like. Does he have a house? Does he have an apartment? Does he have a condo? If you ask me, I wouldn't be surprised if he lives in an aquarium. This guy drinks like a fish! Zack Ryder been popping up a lot in the news lately, but not for reasons any one of us will ever expect. Now, it seems like Zack Ryder was throwing shots at Karrion Kross on X. Then Karrion Kross responded, exposing him in a situation that he had last week on his match with LA Knight. He tweets, "Hi, Matt. Been very busy this weekend making an honest effort in restoring the independent market, unlike you. Noticing all your incessant tweets. Very happy for you. Also, Ricker said that you shit your tights on the powerbomb live on TV. What happened there, bro? Hashtag Zach Poopy Ass. You can't even make this up. Dude. You smell like shit. But the good news is your boy Bobby Monsoon is in a given mood. Yeah, I know Christmas is next month, but it's almost Black Friday anyway, so what the hell? Hey, Zack Ryder, the next time your stomach hurts and you gotta take a poo-poo on live TV, here you go, a fresh diaper. Just put one of these on right when you're in Gorilla, right before you come out. Nobody wants to wrestle with somebody that has a shitty ass. Oh yeah, and one more thing. Can you do us all a favor, and especially LA Knight, bro? The next time you decide to take a crap in the middle of the ring, can you please not do spots like this? What is this move called anyway? The bow movement? The number 2 leg drop? You had us all worried about LA Knight, man. I heard he was on the injured reserve. I was asking around. Did he tear his ACL? Maybe his MCL? No. They was telling me it was a WOS. Oh, Bobby Monsoon, what's a WOS? Whiff of shit. And man, they're telling me he'll never be able to gain his sense of smell again. Now, we all heard the update that Sheamus had a shoulder injury and he won't be able to compete in John Cena's Last Time Is Now tournament. Soon as the news dropped, everybody started guessing who would take his spot. Will it be Obafemi? Will it be Trick Williams? Will WWE finally pull the plug on one of the younger guys to make a statement? Well, the replacement is is in, and it's none other than, drum roll please, the Mid. Oh my God, Lazy Levesque strikes again. Can you believe this? You mean to tell me that you couldn't find anybody else that haven't been eliminated from the tournament? Man, I promise you, this dude have the creative IQ of a peanut. This ad is brought to you by the Pirates in the chat. Go to BobbyMonsoon.com. Get your Ruthless Depression ad t-shirt. If you're sick of the BS in professional wrestling, if you're sick of the soulless billionaires taking advantage of the fans, show them you had enough. Go to BobbyMonsoon.com. Get the Ruthless Depression ad t-shirt. Then, now, and never again. Crackdown started off with Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Logan Paul talking about absolutely nothing. I feel like Paul Heyman has been cutting the same promo week after week after week. Snore Games is at it again, dog. Seriously. They got a part where Logan Paul, he's about to read something on his palm, and a lot of people online, and even I was live, I thought Logan Paul was reading from his palm like The Rock, but it wasn't, man. It was obviously a part of the promo. I kind of got ahead of myself. I actually missed this spot, man. I was falling asleep the first hour of Crackdown, man, because, dog, this show is just so hard to stay up for. Then they get interrupted by the Usos. It's just me, Us, and it's just like, come on, dog. The same crap, the same storylines. The Men's War Games match is literally the same people that we had from last year, and they just swapped Sami Zayn out for Cody Rhodes. Lazy Levesque! So they get in a fight. Cody Rhodes' music hits, but no one comes out. Why? Cody Rhodes gets attacked by Drew McIntyre. Lazy Levesque! We can't see the attack. All we see is Cody Rhodes hanging upside down like a bat in a cave. My God, man. Come on, Cody, dog. Do you know how stupid you look? Hanging upside down, looking like you're asleep, like you just seen a full episode of Snore Games and you went to get some deep sleep. And if you ask me, dog, I think you need to stay away from the bus. The Rock whooped your ass by your bus. Kevin Owens whooped your ass by your bus. Now Drew McIntyre, the bus might be cursed. Get off the bus. Go take a charter flight or something, man. Seriously. Next, you got Ilya Dragunov versus JD McDonough. They had the match of the night. Great. You want another cookie, Ilya Dragunov? We don't care about your 5-star banger matches. I don't even think they're 5-star. They're just great on a show that completely sucks. This is supposed to be a U.S. Open challenge. Tommaso Ciampa, he's been asking for a shot. You've been ducking him the whole time. What sense does this make? We just had to deal with this with Sami Zayn. He was having the best matches. Do y'all not know we don't care about good banger matches? We get them all the time. We need storyline. The U.S. Championship has no storyline. This is the problem. Next, you got Carmelo Hayes versus Bronson Reed. This was another solid match, but the thing about this match, Carmelo Hayes, he goes over, man. They somehow pulled it off, man. I ain't gonna lie, I would have been dead wrong. I thought Carmelo Hayes was 100% losing this match. I thought Bronson Reed was 100% going over. For him to beat Bronson Reed, even though it was count out, that was great booking. I'm gonna give credit where it's due. That was great booking right there. Ilya Dragunov match was fire, just no storyline. This actually has storyline. This actually had, I think the Usos came out. Then you had Bronson Reed trying to spare people. Then, you just had a lot of factors going in, man. But Cody Rhodes coming back, you see he looked halfway dead, hanging upside down from his bus, like he just got shot, right? Then he comes back, like not even an hour later, he's able to get himself together, hawk up, hit the crossroads on Bronson Reed, and cost Bronson Reed the match. And it's just like, oh my God, the storyline is all over the place. But who cares? Carmelo Hayes won. And if you ask me, I wouldn't mind Carmelo Hayes going all the way to face John Cena, to go over John Cena, and to spend 2026 creeping up to the main event level. Or maybe put the IC title, maybe put the US title on Carmelo Hayes. Put the rocket on the guy. Next, you got Fraxium versus DIY. Just another match that's just like, okay, it didn't mean nothing. No titles on the line. No number one contender. It's just like corny, bro. This whole match was just a regular match. Nothing new you ain't seen from any of them. The end of the match, though, was a little bit interesting. You know what I mean? You got Candice LeRae. She takes the mask off of one of the teammates. I don't even know if it's Fraxium, Axiom, Blaxium, Waxium. But, man, I don't know, bro. She takes the mask off of one of the jobbers, man. And, you know what I mean? That's the only highlight of that match. After that, you got Penta versus Finn Balor. Finn Balor. We all knew who was going to lose this match. Of course, Finn Balor. They don't book Finn Balor to win any single matches. I don't know why Paul Levesque insist on burying this dude like this. But, man, it's really sad, dog. And I hope something has to be done. No man should get buried this bad week after week, month after month, year after year. My God, how hard is it to bring the demon Finn Balor back, man? How hard is it to book a guy strong, dog? This dude is a great in-ring work, great promo. He's obviously a trooper, dog. He obviously stayed with the company. He could have probably been left. It's just, I hate how they treat Finn Balor, man. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. We got Sami Zayn, right? Ray Phoenix, Shinsuke Nakamura, and the Motor City Super Soakers versus Solo Sonoa, Bachelor, Jeff Hakuna Matata. In the Survivor Series traditional tag match. Great. I can't wait till next week. Oops, it was a live taping. I could literally spoil everyone's SmackDown next week because the results are in. Now, I'm not going to do that. And for my sake and for the content and for the people, I'm just going to fall back. I seen a little bit of who won, but I said, I don't even want to know who won or lost. I kind of want to watch SmackDown fresh so I could go live fresh and I could give y'all the content fresh. So I'm not going to do any spoiler alerts, but yeah, they already taped SmackDown. So we know Crackdown is a guaranteed going to be horrible next week. They already taped it. Now the last segment, dog, you got the best friends forever, Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss and Io Sky. It's just like, this is how we're ending off Crackdown, bro. This is the worst storyline. I've been saying Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, the storyline is the worst in WWE. Rhea Ripley's a bona fide star. Io Sky's a star. You can't find nothing else for them to do but to be acting like best friends all year. We've been doing this majority of the year with Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. Give me a break. AJ Lee happy ass makes her return to Crackdown. As she's skipping her ass down the aisle, she gets attacked by Becky Lynch. Oh my God, we got Becky Lynch and AJ Lee. Now we got the Women's War Games, a guaranteed snooze fest. All we can ask for is not botches, man. The only thing I'm looking forward to in this women's match is Lash Legend. I like what Lash Legend been doing the past few weeks since I seen her on the main roster. She been hitting everybody with some stiff hits, stiff kicks. She just looks believable. She looks the most believable out of everybody on this card right now, including Rhea Ripley. So, you know what I mean? We got that, and it's just like, oh my God. Snore Games is... Don't ask me for a watch-along or Snore Games. This is all you're going to see. That's all you're gonna see if I go live on a watch along. I just can't, bro. This is horrible. I hate this card. The build up to this card is bad. If you're an AEW fan, tap in tomorrow. I might be going live on AEW. I might do a watch along. If I don't, I'm gonna definitely go live after the show. If I do a watch along, I'll be letting y'all know a lot of hours in advance. But there you go. It's Crackdown. There's not much to talk about, man. I'm gonna see y'all in a few hours, though, man. My God, this is so horrible, bro. But you got Professor Bobby Monsoon also coming next week, so tap in with that, man. And good looking for checking out the content. It's Bobby Monsoon 215. Like, comment, subscribe. Bow! Welcome to the WWE Creative Circus, and our leader is Lazy Levesque, where he books the same show week after week after week after week after week. We got animals like CM Skunk. We got jobbers like LA Nightlight. And if you're looking to be bored to death and be put to sleep, you came to the right place. Hey, first you turn the gorilla position into your bedroom, going to sleep every single week. Now you don't bother showing up, and now the gorilla position is more like a funeral home. This show is boring people to death. But you gotta give Triple H credit, man. He's a brave dude, and he isn't scared of heights. Did you see Raw on Netflix? Ratings, they put up the worst ratings the other week since the premiere. Literally, the ratings went like... It took a free fall without a parachute! There's only one guy that can save the WWE, and we all know his name!
We in this together! Let's go! The storm has arrived!
Hey, Palovak! Get your candy ass out here right now and give the people what they want! Me versus you in a street fight! Who told Triple H he's the guy for head of creative? It just doesn't fit. It's like going outside and seeing somebody trying to parallel park an 18-wheeler in a one-car spot! It doesn't fit, you idiot! Speaking of things that don't fit, did y'all hear about The Rock's movie, how it did first week at box office? No? Well, let me fill y'all in. It took a bigger flop than a fish out of water. It sucked! Hey, Rock, it's time to get out your mansion in Maui and back in the WWE. We need the final boss back. We don't want to see you act no more. Seriously, the numbers don't lie. Man, the Smashing Machine should be called the Trashing Machine because the movie's garbage. And you know what his next movie is gonna be about? I can't even make this up. His next movie is gonna be about a 70-year-old guy who's best friends with a chicken.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
A 70-year-old guy who's best. Who the hell wants to watch that crap, Dwayne? Do you not see the sinking ship that we used to call WWE? Come back! We need the final boss back! My God, we don't want to see you in a movie where you're best friends with a chicken! That's about as dumb as me coming out with a movie where I'm best friends with a kangaroo! Now shout out to the Wrestling News Co. Instagram. It says WWE has reportedly chosen a final opponent for John Cena. The spoiler is John Cena versus Gunther for his last match. Now, man, I promise you, I wanted Gunther versus John Cena. But if this is the last match, I'm going to snap! Not because I hate that match or not because I'm mad at that match. Of course, they're probably not going to build no storyline to it. I'm going to snap because how do these things leak out? Who's the idiot that let the cat out the bag? Things are already so predictable with WWE. And now we're getting spoilers alert left to right, right to left. I want to see Gunther versus Cena, but I don't want to see it without a storyline. You had all year to build a storyline up to the last match with Gunther versus Cena, and that you couldn't even do. Let me know in the comments what y'all think about that. Do y'all want to see John Cena versus Gunther for his last match? And if not, man, who do you want to see John Cena go against for his last match, man? Me personally, I don't give a shit! Cause I'm mad, man. You botched John Cena last year. I don't care about his last match anymore, especially for $11,000. This ad is brought to you by Paulette. Shout out to everybody who hit me up, tapped in, got their early Paulette t-shirts. But now we got the website, BobbyMonsoon.com. You can hit the website up, get your t-shirt, but act fast. It's a limited stock only. BobbyMonsoon.com. I salute the fans for the support. Thank you. Without it, we'll be something like TKO. $3 billion in debt. Now, Raw started off just like how all the Raw starts off, with a promo. Roman Reigns comes out, the bots singing, glazing. It's just like, bro, how? Oh my God, bro. Can Raw start off any other way? Promo after promo after promo after promo. It's like you can't write any other way to start off the show. Paul Heyman comes out with Bronson Reed. He's still doing the tribal thief thing. Why? You're not taking his shoes no more. Trust me, I'm happy you're not doing that. Paul Heyman, right? He's cutting his promo. He said, you know what? I'm gonna give you a match with Bronson Reed, but it ain't gonna be like any other match. It's gonna be an Australian street fight. Bro, nobody asked for Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed the first time. Why the hell would you give it to us the second time? Now after that, you got a segment between Roman Reigns and the Usos, man. You got the conflict that's brewing between Jimmy and Jay. This is slightweight getting a little bit interesting and funny because Roman Reigns' acting skills is just on another level, man. Roman Reigns is telling Jay Uso like, yo, bro, man, who got the top of the hour segment, man? He said CM Punk. He said, oh, not you. He's trying to plant the seed in Jay Uso saying, you the man. You was former heavyweight champion. Grab the bull by the horns, Jay Uso. And it's kind of funny. You got Jimmy kind of being in the background. Roman Reigns, he kind of checks Jimmy Uso, man. I hear and see everything. What's wrong with Jay Uso taking advice from me? Then y'all know how Roman Reigns be doing. His lip be twitching. After that, you probably got the biggest pop of the night, man. It was kind of surprising. Maxine Dupree versus Becky Lynch. I kind of like how this match was being booked. I'm not gonna lie. Maxine Dupree kept coming close to beating Becky Lynch. She even tried to cheat, put her foot on the rope. She tried everything. It didn't work, man. Becky Lynch, she lost the match, but it wasn't by a 1, 2, 3. Becky Lynch, she got in the ref face. Then the ref got mad. So when Becky Lynch was outside, the ref kind of counted counted. 8, 9, 10, counted her out real fast, man. And now Becky Lynch lost. The crowd popped. Maxine Dupree runs out the ring. She celebrates her victory. I like this, man. The reason why I like this is different. It's something different, man.